The events begin with our protagonist, Kai, who lives in a world ruled by 5 races. The first race is the demons, who possess great magical powers. Then comes the celestial race, which includes half-humans like angels and elves. After that, there is the spirit race, who have unique bodies like ghosts. Then there is the race of legendary beasts, which are fierce, giant creatures like dragons. In this world, wars constantly erupt between these 4 races and humanity. Therefore, Kai strives to prevent another great war from breaking out among the 5 races. Kai works with the Urza Union, who are tasked with monitoring the cemetery where dozens of demons have been sealed. Kai visits this cemetery daily to ensure that everything is in order. He is serious about his work, while his companions, Ashran and Saki, don't care about this task at all. Ashran believes it's impossible for the demons to escape from the seal, as 100 years have passed without any demon escaping. Nevertheless, Kai remains uneasy until he can check for himself, knowing that a demon's escape from the cemetery would be catastrophic. Saki reassures Kai that everything is peaceful and there's no need to worry about the demon seal. However, Kai stays anxious, especially since monitoring the cemetery is his responsibility. Afterward, Kai returns to the headquarters of the Urza Agency, where they train rigorously against very powerful monsters. Although Kai is a low-ranking soldier, he faces a robotic dummy of a legendary beast. Even the system warns him of the dangers of what he's doing, but he doesn't heed the warnings and continues training until the legendary beast almost devours him, if not for Saki disabling the beast's holographic body. Saki tells him to stop being foolish and not to push himself too hard, but he responds that the training would be useless if there's no risk involved. Saki believes that if he had been born during the Great War between the 5 races, his name would have been recorded in history. But Kai believes that he will never reach the power of the legend, Sid, a human who single-handedly defeated the 4 heroes, the hero of the Demon Clan, the Empress of Darkness, Vanessa, the hero of the Celestial Clan, the Celestial Ruler, Raya, the heroine of the Spirit Race, the Spirit Ruler, Kyoko, and the hero of the legendary Beast Tribe, the King of Fangs, Brath. All these powerful heroes were defeated by the legend Sid, alone using his shining sword. Saki thinks that the story of the legend Sid is just a myth since there is no video or pictures of him, but Kai believes in the existence of this powerful person. At that moment, he receives a message from Jean, who wants to meet him secretly the next morning, but the idiots Saki and Ashran read the message with him, so it was no longer a secret. In the story, Ashran is emotionally immature and thinks that Kai is in a relationship with Jean, even to the point where the crazy Saki embarrasses him about it. So Kai told them that he had to run and escape from them. In the morning, he went to meet Jean, the beautiful girl, who was surprised by his appearance because he was wearing a suit outside of work hours. He told her that he had come directly from training. Jean wanted to meet him to go shopping with her since she prefers him over all her friends. A romantic relationship is in the air, and Jean wants to buy him a gift, as she is moving to another city, and is sad because this is the last time she will see him. But Kai managed to change her mood and made her forget about it, so Jean continued shopping, very happy in the last moments she spent with him. When they finished shopping and were on their way back, Kai remembered when he fell into the cemetery and saw with his own eyes the great sword of Sid. No one believed him about what he saw and thought it was just a dream. That's why Kai joined the human Urza battalion to guard the cemetery where the demons were sealed. Then Kai continued walking normally, but suddenly something strange started happening, as Kai was the only person who could see the distortions occurring in the place. When he lifted his head, he was shocked to see a black hole pulling the entire world into it. At that moment, the world's reincarnation was activated. Afterwards, Kai found himself in a ruined world as the only human there. Worse still, a terrifying monster, a demon with immense magical power, appeared, wanting to kill Kai simply because he was human. But Kai managed to miraculously avoid its attack. The demon was ready to attack him with magic again, so Kai immediately jumped towards his weapon. With the modified 1,000 bullets, he was able to nullify the demon's magic. The bullets used were crafted with V magic, but the battle was not over. The demon summoned a magical circle beneath its feet and nearly burned Kai, but Kai escaped thanks to the rigorous training he had undergone. He succeeded in hitting the demon with his weapon quickly, but that didn't work against the demon's tough body. Kai fired a destructive bullet from his weapon, which allowed him to defeat it as the bullet recreated the breath of the legendary beast. Kai was happy with his new strength and his ability to face demons. But suddenly, another demon appeared behind him and said, "Don't rejoice too much, you insignificant human." The demon was fluent in the human language. Kai was not afraid and ready to confront it, but the magic of this demon exceeded Kai's abilities, and Kai bade farewell to life. At the opportune moment, Saki arrived and used a flare bomb on the demon and pulled Kai into the vehicle. He managed to escape from the powerful demon, but the shock came when he discovered that Saki did not know who Kai was, and even Ashran had never heard of the name before. An extraordinary situation was unfolding with our hero Kai, who was puzzled as to how his closest friends did not recognize him. He could not understand what was happening in this world he had been sent to. Ashran explained to him what had happened here. A war known as the Great War of the Five Races had erupted, in which humanity lost, and the cities around the world were seized by the other four races. As a result, humans were fleeing and hiding like rats, living in the sewers of a new city called City of Humans. There was no other solution but to build an underground city to protect people from the brutality of other races. Kai was shocked and couldn't believe that humanity had lost in the Great War of the Five Races. Kai told him that the demons were stronger than them and had a chief leader referred to as the hero Sid, which means Legend Sid, but they did not know who this person was. Kai was shocked because in the world he had lived in, Sid was supposed to be the hero who defeated the other four races. Ashran responded, "Stop talking nonsense. If such a person existed, we wouldn't be living underground." At that moment, the main legion that manages all the resistance teams arrived, and everyone was happy to see the leader overseeing their protection from the other races. The shock for Kai was that the leader everyone loved here was his friend Jean, and the worst part was that she did not recognize him either. Kai shouted at her, saying, "How could you forget when I was shopping with you just a moment ago?" She replied, "It seems you are confusing me with someone else." Kai was stunned and could not understand why everyone did not know him. Even when he tried to approach Jean, her personal guard intervened and stopped him. After that, he went to Ashran's room and tried to review the records, but he always found that the only records missing were his own, and the legend Sid. Kai realized that he was in a different world where humanity had lost in the Great War of the Five Races. But the strange thing about the story was that the graves where the other races were sealed were still present. The next morning, Kai borrowed Ashran's car and headed towards the graveyard. There, he found that the barrier stone had been removed. As he entered through it, he found the great sword before him. Kai then realized that the legends of Sid were true, something he hadn't imagined. To be more certain, he lifted the legendary sword, and a voice instructed him not to abandon it. Suddenly, a beam of light emerged from the sword, and a magical gate opened. Through it, Kai heard a girl's voice asking for help. He was pulled towards the gate, and found himself in a place high in the sky, where he discovered a girl bound and of mixed heritage. She had both an angel's wing and a demon's wing. This girl begged him to free her from these chains. Kai was astonished by her appearance and could not determine her exact heritage, so she told him her name was Rinne, and all she wanted was to be freed from her chains. And here we come to the end of our episode for today. If the video reaches more than 500 likes, the second part will be released soon. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel in appreciation of my efforts.